Welcome, 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 guys. Let's give it a few more minutes so that the rest of our friends around the world can join from wherever they are during this quarantine. And we will have a special guest, as I have mentioned, someone that has the latest and greatest to share from the top. Oh, okay. JD is in the house. Let me just attendees, panelists, JD. More promote to panelist. There you are. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Some exciting times in the world of one-click trading system. And we have here the one person that we want to hear the most from, none other than JD, our man at the top, who's making things happen. We're extremely grateful that on such short notice, you've taken the time out to give us the latest and greatest, as you guys have definitely made things interesting with the release of the Android app, as well as people have gotten to experience some of the trading. Now, for those of you guys that don't yet know what exactly one-click trading system is, it is one of the most elegant and simplified version of actually being able to trade crypto without the pain points of learning how to trade or sitting there and monitoring each trade. Rather, you get highly probable winning trades that are sent to you via the one-click trading app. And through one click, thus the name, you're able to execute that trade and have it not just ran for you, but also managed through a stop loss that trails the actual progression of the trade. So should it actually go in your direction, the stop loss, which would take you out of the trade, kind of closes in on that profit. So you capture more and more of that profit versus you gaining so much and then the market turning and you don't capture any of that gain. So it's a brilliant system that I absolutely love. I think customers are really going to enjoy it themselves. And then the marketers like myself and many others that will be both customers and marketers can have tremendous amount of fun and confidence to bring this to their friends, family, and warm market and beyond, because unlike other crypto opportunities, you're able to hold your crypto inside of your own preferred exchange, which is actually one of the biggest points why I and maybe most of you guys are here. With that, the concept has been released to us several weeks ago, and right now we are getting the first model of the app on a live account through Android and soon to be iOS. So with that, JD, how have things been at the top with you guys and the development team?
Well, it's been pretty hectic. We've been working around the clock, having a lot of fun, and it's been rewarding to hear the feedback. You know, there's been some issues with the Kraken exchange. They made some changes with their API, but just to hear from the field, I clicked it, I took the trade, I went and verified, I looked, I saw it create the stop loss, I saw it take the buy, and I saw it do a trail. And ultimately, that is exactly what a professional trader does, but the simplicity of just one click makes it tolerable, it makes it bearable, and it makes it fun. So we're trying to put the fun back into crypto and at the same time maintain a high level of safety and security and confidence in what we're doing. So it's been,
we see that. Go ahead.
No, it's been fun. We've been working on this project for a very long time, and you know, it wasn't too long ago that we just told our very first people about it, and yeah, it's already got the attention of a lot of people around the world for sure.
And a lot of huge, not just marketers, but people with tremendous amount of influence that are at the tip of taking that action. And I hope that they're seeing the manifestation of what they were previously drawn to, which was just a concept. And day by day, we're getting to see more and more of that come to life. And so with the Android version of the app, I know both Android and iOS have been submitted to the App Store for full integration into the App Store. But right now, people can download the Android version through APK inside of the back office, and all the instructions steps are there to do that. When it comes to signal delivery, right now I heard from my Android users, as I have an iOS, that signals were coming through, and it's on and off. Do you know the rate at which the signals should be coming through, or are you guys just testing it out to see that if people are receiving it properly?
We have been testing it. When we flipped the switch, there were instantly 20,000 trailing stop loss orders on the Kraken exchange, and I mean instantly, and it overwhelmed them more than it overwhelmed us. And we've spared no expense. We've got so many servers with load balancers and dual redundancies and backups, and we are anticipating 1 million users relatively soon. So when we have everything launched, like of course the Android is out. The latest notification I got from Apple says that it's under review, which typically takes 2 days. That was last night.
Right.
So, went from accepted to about to be reviewed to under review, and that's where we're at right now. So it's pending right now. But yeah, we're go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say there's tremendous amount of enthusiasm from people that either have Androids, from marketers that are sharing it with their team that have Androids, or even this gentleman, Charles, who said he's an iOS guy, but he found an old Android to check out One-Click. And this morning he's seeing stop loss orders getting canceled and new ones being created. So that's pretty cool. So he's happy about that on Kraken. What would you recommend to people that are facing technical difficulties right now in terms of connectivity, of being able to connect Binance and other exchanges? Is that something that is to be expected right now, or should they reach out to support? Any tutorials, or where should we direct our team that is facing integration issues?
Yeah, it would be a miracle if someone installed Binance right now, because we actually have everything set up, but it's not on the app. So we've got version 2 app coming out, which is Binance, Bittrex, HitBTC, Kraken, and then a few other exchanges that are very popular in Asia. So, the main thing was to show proof of concept. We're still, technically soft launch, although we pay out commissions and signals and everything are working. Kraken has been, I'm going to say it's been good because it shows what we can do, but there's a reason why it's not as popular as it used to be. And in the US, for whatever reason, they're a little more restrictive on the exchanges, but we've got our eyes and integration going towards exchanges that not only are popular, but also can satisfy what we need from a technical standpoint for the trailing stop loss. So there's a lot going on.
Brilliant.
I would say if you're a U.S. customer, of course, Kraken is your choice right now. And then non-U.S. to focus on HitBTC. It's been working great. Everyone's loving it. The trades have been fantastic. I will say, guys, it's not it's one thing to show a screenshot, and it's another thing to kind of guarantee profits. You might feel it in your heart, and you might kind of have that look on your face like this is really working, but you still have to be mindful of, we can't say the words guarantee or anything like that. So
I hope everyone here is wise.
Yeah, from a technical standpoint, it's kind of a race right now to see who finishes first. We've got a group of guys working, really just waiting for the iOS. It's already been tested, beta tested, and it's just really ready for review, but we're putting the signals on our website. So, some people just don't have smartphones. I would recommend getting one just because it does kind of change your world a little bit for the better. But just, having it on your webpage and for your Android is the way to go.
Speaking of that, because now it comes to mind about a lot of the developing nations in which, I don't know if they would have laptops instead of cell phones. They may have cell phones first. Smartphones. But would there ever be an integration through laptop solely, or it would actually be difficult?
Yeah, that's actually what I was just saying. So just right on our normal oneclick.com site, oneclicktrading.com, and you have a signals page, your API settings page, and your stats page.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Now, right now, I understand signals are in the on and off stage, or is it at full throttle where it should be? And what is the capacity of full throttle of the number of signals per day?
Well, I would say ultimately the full throttle is whatever we deem full throttle is. You know, we could push out a lot. We could push out as many signals as we want, depending on people's risk tolerance, what they're looking for. But right now, the priority for us is to make sure that when we push out a signal that we're highly, highly confident in that, because there's a lot riding on the release of this. So all the signals that we're pushing out right now, you know, we've throttled it back to ensure that we're sending out very good signals. So in the future, when we get 30, 40, 50, 100,000 people, we may divide it up for people that are more comfortable with a higher risk level, and you know, divide that up kind of like what people do with mutual funds. You got high risk, low risk, etc. So we may do that, but for now, we're definitely throttled back down into the highly confident zone. So 50 signals a day.
The most probable trades.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So
about 50 signals a day if they're properly set up?
Correct, just on HitBTC. So if you were to do both, you know, 100 for both exchanges.
Speaking of both exchanges, I had a question from one of my leaders in some part of Southeast Asia, I forget which country. But he said, how do you connect to multiple exchanges? Do you need multiple subscriptions?
No. So right now, I would just say choose one. Outside of the US, I would definitely 100% go with HitBTC on that. And probably wouldn't be much of a reason to jump on the exchange for Kraken outside of the US, just because the functionality is perfectly smooth on HitBTC. You know, if you took 20 trades a day, and let's just say hypothetically you're trading $20, that's $400. If you were on you know, multiple exchanges and you had the capacity to trade, you know, $1,000 a day, you definitely could. But right now, we had to launch with Android. We wanted to make sure everything that we had was good, so we just released HitBTC and Kraken. So we'll have changes on the website, and you know, there's really no end to it. I've been a big fan of just trying to have as few exchanges as possible, but the truth, you can't. You've got to satisfy everybody and everyone's needs, and having more exchanges, you know, people will have their favorite. You know, I like HitBTC personally; it's my favorite, even though it's never been quite as big as Binance. I just like the ease of use. If you ever go on the exchange, it's very clear.
And with the risk tolerance and the range of being able to throttle the number of trades, which is a factor of the quality of trades, will all the trades be a certain range of time that they're open, or it just depends on each particular trade?
Sure. Well, there's two ways to answer that. Originally, it was 6 minutes, and then we've pushed that time open for 15 minutes. But at any point when you take a trade, it will always go back and re-verify with the exchange the market conditions that they're still favorable. So if you ever do take a trade and it says market conditions change, that's actually a good thing for you as a user to say, let's hold on. So we would rather you not take a trade, because if the market conditions change, we can always push out another signal in a minute. But you can't erase the trade that you took. So we protect people like that.
That's actually really convenient, because if it goes against you, then that signal would just evaporate if you didn't execute when you should have. And if it is in a more favorable situation, then it's better that you get in. So so either way, it protects the user.
That's right.
Okay, that's brilliant. And so in regards to those that are excited right now, what can they expect because they cannot participate, or some of them have not fully integrated the Android version yet? Should they just wait for Android to appear in the App Store, or and iOS at the same time, or do you recommend just figuring out the APK and going that route?
No, I would just recommend sit tight, because we're literally at the end stages of Apple. We're sitting on our hands waiting for them to just to say, that's cute, Sal. Sitting on our hands waiting for them to say, okay, launch it. We had people install with the third-party trust and, you know, the third-party verification and install from a third party. And it was a lot of, I'm not going to say unnecessary hoops, but from a customer service standpoint, it definitely makes a lot of sense. Just wait for it since we're so close. And on top of that, we'll have it on the web pages as well. So you won't even need it, Apple or Android, to do that.
When do you expect the web pages?
It could be today.
Oh, wow.
I
So
mean,
in that way, how would the signals come through? Would it be inside of the, so you connect through the API on your actual laptop to your exchange, and then the signal, the execution would be just clicking a button.
be a page on our website.
Okay. So you're logged into the back office that's connected. Okay. So yeah, that's a universal immediate solution. It's not as mobile as the cell phone, but it's an immediate solution for people to get operation ongoing, regardless of Android or iOS.
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that's another point that I was going to say about that particular option. You asked about iOS and
Android, whether or not people should wait.
oh, yes, I remember. So yeah, I would say Android, of course, is ready to go. Apple, we're right here at the cusp. Web pages right here at the cusp. And probably most important to a lot of people is we've not started anybody's subscription clock.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Yeah, we've just last night pushed it out to June something, I think, as a renewal date, and I don't remember specifically what it was, but I think it's like
end of May previously, but you guys pushed it even further.
Right. So yeah, we don't want anybody to feel like we're nickel and diming or have them on the clock where, you know, they can't do anything. It's right now, it's pre-launch. Everybody's registering. A lot of people are signing up. A lot of people are getting the apps. You know, one quick public service announcement I'll do. People say, I don't hear the chime. I don't hear the ping, right? You actually have to have your phone off of vibrate. I know that sounds silly and I'm not being sarcastic. It works just like a normal app. So if you turn your phone off or throw it in a lake, you're not going to get signals, you know, so it is restrictive to your sound on. You got to be able to run your background. You've got to have, you know, all the notifications that you can allow notifications to come through for that tool. So, and you can do
that does make sense. I mean, Vibrate would do that. Would you guys also be integrating a noise for the desktop version?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay. No, that's simple. Okay. It seems like we're closer than just being at the mercy of Android or iOS. The web app would actually ignite so many people's ability to get up and running, and the marketers to be able to start seeing results. Now, if someone is properly set up right now with you said predominantly HitBTC, everything else is not yet that integratable. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, Sal, one more time.
HitBTC is the only one right now that is fully operational?
No, Kraken is too. I like HitBTC better than Kraken. If you're outside of the US, you have the choice. And I like HitBTC better. In the US, Kraken is you're limited on options. So HitBTC doesn't.
Okay. So whether it be Kraken or HitBTC, if you're properly set up, you should be receiving about 50 signals a day.
Correct.
Wow. Okay. I said I'd keep you for a brief time. I think that covers everything that we needed to know. If you could, or even over this weekend, get the desktop version integrated, I think that would light up so many people's hopes and dreams for the rest of this year. But I'm happy to hear that things are much smoother. And I mean, companies can go through a lot of headache in their launch because of just the sheer number of people you guys have that are on standby. As you said, 20,000 stop losses is quite overwhelming. Maybe not for you guys, but for the brokers. So yeah, we're very happy. We're just trying to disseminate information right now And the desktop version will eliminate a lot of that anticipation. And after that, of course, the actual app version would just open up the rest of the world for us. And being that jogger scenario can then happen where they're executing a trade while they're jogging. So thank you, JD. I do want to respect your time. And I think that's all the information that we needed to get from you. Is there anything that you want to share before we close out?
I will say yes. Thank you very much, guys. This has been a dream for a long time, and it's coming to fruition. So happy to get the responses. If you haven't signed up for the Telegram channel, a lot of news goes out there, and then Facebook, of course, a lot of high intensity conversations happening there, because this is such a fun project, and everybody's having a blast. So Sal, thank you for your time and energy and leadership, and to everyone on the call, thank you again for your time, energy, and leadership. And from corporate, we will continue to work day in, day out to make sure that this opportunity not only is the best, but has the longevity that
Yes.
the big grandpa companies, Amway and Melaleuca, that's where we want to be. That's where we're headed, and that's the ultimate goal.
We absolutely see that, and
you.
we appreciate that. We align with that. And with that, I will let you go. I'll catch everyone in the groups, in the telegrams, and always here at your service. Appreciate you, JD, and
All right.
keep it.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.